It's just after 3 o'clock when we hit County Road 50. The temperature has swelled past 90 and the sun scorches our backs as we swerve our bikes around pools of bubbling tar. A quarter of a mile downwind from Hank's Dairy, the stench of cow shit slams up our noses, and we rise in unison, stomping on the pedals and gasping toward the cornfield on the other side. It's been 2 weeks since we moved to the country, and this is our first foray into the wilderness beyond our backyard. Our destination is a cemetery we spotted during a drive last Sunday that Mother insisted on taking after church. While David and I sat in the back of the van glaring out opposite windows, she coasted down dirt lanes, chattering about edible corn fungus, pig manure fertilizer, and other gruesome factoids she'd gleaned from her recent subscription to Country Living magazine. David nudged me when we drove by the graveyard. It was set back from the road a bit, filled with brambles and surrounded by one of those pointy black fences that circle haunted houses in children's books, usually with a large "Keep Out" sign on the gate. This fence bore no such sign. We looked at the tombstones jutting sideways from the ground like crooked teeth, and knew we had to return. We have a thing for boneyards, as we do for all things death-related. It's part of our religion, the topic of countless sermons. Where will you spend eternity? The afterlife, endless bliss, or endless torture? We are haunted by these questions. If we die tomorrow, will we join the choir of angels, or slow roast in hell? We're not sure of the answer. So we are drawn to graveyards, where we can be close to the dead and ponder their fate, as well as our own. Once we pass Hank's Dairy, we sit back down onto our bike seats. Along the length of the cornfield, a series of plywood squares nailed to stakes bear a hand-scrawled message. Sinners go to hell. Righteous go to heaven. The end is near. Repent. This here is Jesus land. You see such signs posted throughout the countryside. Farmers using the extra snippet of land between their property and the road to advertise Jesus Christ. Mother approves. She says the best thing you can do in life is die for Jesus Christ as a missionary martyr. But posting signs by the side of the road can't hurt either. Anything to spread the good news, she says. It was her idea to move to the country. She grew up in rural South Dakota and had been threatening to drag us back to the boonies for years. Dad finally caved in. His drive to Lafayette Surgical Clinic, where he's a surgeon, is half an hour longer. But now he's also gotten into the country act, donning his new overalls to drive his new tractor around our 15 acres. Our 3 older siblings escaped this upheaval by leaving for college, so that leaves my parents, my 2 adopted black brothers, and me. Jerome, our 17-year-old brother, hightailed it out of this 4-H fairground a few nights after we landed. He got into a fight with Dad, stole the keys to the Corolla, and drove off. Hasn't been seen or heard from since, which is fine by me since Jerome is nothing but trouble anyhow. So basically, it's me and David, our 10-speeds, and the open road. And while the country graveyard is puny compared to the one by our old house, Grandview Cemetery, which we visited often in search of fresh graves, it still contains dead people, and that's what interests us. It takes us 5 minutes to pedal past the cornstalks, standing higher than a man's head, to a cluster of double-wide trailers on the other side. They're anchored in a half-circle, with an assortment of plastic flamingos and gutted vehicles strewn on the bald clay before them. The irritating twang of country music leaks from the trailer nearest the road, and as we sail by, a heap of orange cats lounging in the engine compartment of a rusted station wagon scatters into the dry weeds. I curse myself for wearing a dark t-shirt in this booming heat. We haven't seen another human since we walked outside, and would have stayed indoors ourselves if boredom hadn't driven us into the farmland. Watch for heat stroke, Mother, a nurse, warned us before we left. If you get cramps or diarrhea or start to hallucinate, walk your bikes. Sweat drips into my eyes, warping the landscape, and I lift my t-shirt to wipe my face, flashing my bra at the empty world.